A rhythm in my head, but I don't know what I'm gonna say next. I just gotta go with the motion. I just gotta flow like the ocean. I just gotta flow like the river, bending and twisting, getting mixed up in the sounds, eating. Like, we came here for a purpose. We came here for a reason. And this can be a heaven on earth, kid. We just need to get up into the feeling of feeling something better than these negative feelings that be pulling at us. Like the pendulum swinging back and forth, left and right. We got the yin, the yang, the duality. That, yeah, it's here for a reason. But we don't have to give in to these negative feelings. We don't have to give in to these negative thoughts. We don't have to experience them. But we can tune in to listen, to get ourselves found. Because we're in the lost and found now. And it's okay to dig deep down and try to understand why you're feeling your feelings. And kids should be okay to express them. Even if it's throwing a tantrum. Just let them freak out. Let them break down. Why hinder them from expressing themselves? That just makes them feel like they can't. And then when they're an adult, they feel like they can't. Because they don't know how to cope. They don't know how to react. And they're going and dealing with traumas and triggers from the fact that they were 2 years old and were having a tantrum. And mom said, hey, no, and started yelling at them. And then they didn't know how to react from then on out, you know. It's confusing to a child, somebody coming up into the world trying to make it make sense to them when they just got reincarnated. And who knows what kind of past lives they went through and what kind of trauma that put on them. And then they coming in thinking it's going to be a little bit different. And then they have all these pre-programming dispositions put on them. Like, you got to do this and think this and say this. And this is the way that we do it up in here. This is Earth, dear. But listen, if we really got back to the root of things, the shamanistic root that ties us to everything. The shamans talk about a truth, speaking with the trees and the plants and the bees and the birds, singing with them, elevating with them, talking to them, giving them your attention, letting them know that you're there, letting them be seen, be heard, be felt, be loved on, be given some energy that can be reciprocating as we exchange back and forth, like the torus that pushes and pulls in and out of our body, charges us up with this electricity, because we are like a battery, and we can perceive anything if we give it a little bit of our energy. We could see it in a different way, a different light, less suffering. We can begin to see the beauty in the ugly. But we're all just here on this crazy, beautiful journey of loving and learning. Because it's not about the destination, it's always about the journey. So while we're here on earth, let us help each other. Let us help ourselves relearn. Because the past dispositions and the past conditioning has gone on for far too long, and it ends here. So let us teach the youth so that they can choose their future, their path, with a lot less trauma, a lot less energetic pull on them, a lot less traumatic experiences that hinder them. Because at the end of the day, nobody wants to live that way, trying to figure out why they're hurt in some way, why they don't love themselves enough. Because that's the problem with most of people now, is we don't love ourselves enough, and we're so mean to ourselves, and we hurt ourselves with the words that we use and the things that we say. But I'm telling you, that we need to transition out of that way. We need to bring the confidence into our being. We need to be able to be flourishing no matter what and who's around. We need to be able to be our most authentic self, our truest truth. Have the truest true pouring out of you, being locked with yourself, your inner wealth, your real guru, the you that you signed up to be when you came through. But all these things started putting a block and blockading you from pursuing your truth. And now you got a 9 to 5. And you got kids in your life. And you're having a hard time juggling it all and trying to remain level-headed in the midst of it all. When there's so much chaos around, sometimes you just want to yell, fall down, scream, cry, kick, throw a tantrum like a 2-year-old. And sometimes it's okay to release that anger in those ways and just to yell and to scream and to release, release, release. Be free. Feel free. Fly free. Flourishing. Because we are here to bloom. And like the lotus, sometimes it takes some muck we gotta go through. We're always constantly evolving. We're always constantly learning from our mistakes. And that's something that at least we can do. Because reflection, past reflection of our lives, reflection on a moment can be the greatest teacher if we hone into looking at it with a different lens. Looking at it and trying to get to the heart of it, heart of the reason, the heart of it all. Life ain't an easy thing to go through, y'all. It can be very difficult to transverse through these heavy waves and these emotions and this, all of it. All of it can be very unnerving, especially because I don't know if we're all from here. Maybe we reincarnate every time, every lifetime, over and over and over again, but I do believe maybe we came from somewhere else to be here now to help out in some way. And maybe we've been here for hundreds of years trying to help the world open up to love. I know I'm on my own path to finding myself and realizing my lessons and my gifts, and all these things have been great teachers, and it's hard to look at the heavy stuff. It's hard to give in and surrender and say, you know, fuck, I fucked up. Or, you know, just honoring that. Being that authentic realness that everybody can, if they want to, jump into. It's hard to own our wrongs, and it's hard to know we need to change, and it's hard to understand ourselves. Because we are complex creatures. I don't know why I'm venting, but I guess I just needed some ears to listen. Even if it's just for me for later. Some flavor savers. Get your flavor on. Get your heavy dose of your own yourself, talking to yourself. I do that a lot, quite often. I speak to myself through a video so that I can feel like I'm coming through true, because sometimes when I'm talking to somebody else or I'm trying to digest by myself, I don't really do the work. I don't feel obligated to open up and to give in, to dive in. It's harder. With this, I feel like maybe somebody else will watch it someday, so I better be true to myself, and I better be real, and I better be authentic, and I better come with all that love that I would expect somebody else to see, so that I'm showing up as me. And I don't got it all figured out. I think it's a constant learning lesson. I think we're all elevating together. We are rising. We are transcending out of these lower vibrational frequencies that are no longer serving us. I think everybody around the world is waking up to the truths, but different truths for different people. Oh, it's beautiful out here.